Swadika, thank you for joining us on Newsline. We are broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and on NBT World. It's Friday, August the 21st of 2015, and you're with me, Tra Chirakausan. And welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. Just a quick update. The National Disaster Warning Center reported that a 4.5 magnitude earthquake hit Sangkla Buri district in Kanchanaburi at 7:10 p.m. local time yesterday, with an epicenter located at the depth of 5 kilometers into the ground. People inside buildings could feel the vibrations, with glasses and mirrors trembling for 10 seconds. If we do have any more updates, we'll keep you posted from time to time. Taking a look now at our first story for today, the new list of the cabinet ministers has received royal approval from His Majesty the King and is effective immediately. His Majesty the King has officially consented to Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha's request to dismiss certain ministers from his cabinet, as well as appoint some officials to new positions. The Premier reasoned that the reshuffle was aimed at improving the cabinet's efficiency for the benefit of the nation. Ministers removed from the cabinet include Deputy Prime Minister Mom Rachawong Pridiyathorn Tewakul, Deputy Prime Minister Yongyut Yuttawong, Finance Minister Sommai Pasi, Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister Pitipong Phungbun Na Ayutthaya, Deputy Agriculture and Cooperatives Minister Amnoi Patise, Information Communication Technology Minister Pranchai Ruchi Prapha, Energy Minister Narongchai Akara Seni, Deputy Education Minister Krisanapong Kiratikon, Public Health Minister Rachata Nawin, Deputy Public Health Minister Somsak Chunharat, and Industry Minister Chakamun Pa Sukwanit. On the other hand, General Thanasak Patima Prakon was dismissed from the foreign minister post but remains as Deputy Prime Minister. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha chaired the opening of the National Savings Fund aimed at ensuring continued prosperity for retired citizens. According to General Prayut, the government places great importance on freelance workers and people's participation in funds, saying it's the government's intention to create prosperity for all citizens well into retirement. He affirmed that the National Savings Fund will be managed professionally and legally to ensure transparency and reasonable returns for its participants. The 3 banks participating in this project are the Government Savings Bank, the Bank of Agricultural and Agricultural Cooperatives, and the Krung Thai Bank. Those interested in joining the fund only need to show their ID cards at any branch of the 3 banks. The government hopes the National Savings Fund will help those with unstable income, setting the minimum deposit at 50 baht. The National Police Chief has indicated that the Ratchaprasong explosion had been premeditated well in advance, and authorities are now attempting to find all the culprits as soon as possible. Commissioner General of the Royal Thai Police, Police General Somyot Phumpanmuang, cited investigative reports as suggesting that a network of more than 10 people was responsible for the bomb attack at Ratchaprasong intersection on August 17th. He indicated that the bombers might have surveyed the escape route for months prior to the execution, and he was confident that there must have been Thai nationals providing them with assistance. In the CCTV footage, the police chief pointed out that there were 3 suspects altogether. One of them, who was seen in a yellow shirt, is currently suspected to be a foreigner after police have interrogated a motorcycle taxi rider who picked him up from the Erawan Shrine. The court has already issued an arrest warrant for him. The Tourism and Sports Ministry is confident that the tourism industry will be able to recover quickly from this latest trauma. For more on this, Kunira Nut Traichakwanit has the story.
The Thai tourism industry is a major driver of wealth in the country. And this year, the number of tourists has spiked to over 28.8 million people, making the hospitality business one of the sectors of highest growth. On Monday, A bomb explosion near the Erawan Shrine in downtown Bangkok killed 20 and injured more than 80 people. Tourists, mostly from China, were killed in the blast. The next day, a second bomb exploded near a busy pier where commuters were waiting for taxi boats to cross the Chao Phraya River, but fortunately no one was injured. Secretary General of Tourism and Sports Ministry, Aripong Bunchaum, said that Thailand has benefited in recent years from an influx of tourists from China, and the violent attack has had an impact on the country's tourism industry.
For the incidents, on behalf of Thai people, I'd like to send condolence to the tourists and the Thai people who have been affected by the bomb at the central part of the Bangkok. Minister of Tourism has been sending people to all hospitals, and we know all the victims, and we're taking care from them in every aspect that we can do.
The authorities are working in full capacity to catch those responsible, and at the same time to help restore travel sentiment. I'm Niranut Traijakwanit reporting.
The National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO's Strategic Steering Committee, has assigned the Royal Thai Air Force to monitor, support, and improve the performance of the Department of Civil Aviation. The motion was proposed during NCPO's meeting with the committee on the progress of the establishment of the Special Economic Zone and the measures to raise Thailand's air safety standards, which had been downgraded by the International Civil Aviation Organization. Deputy Prime Minister and Defense Minister General Prawit Wongsuwan presided over the meeting. According to the Deputy Prime Minister, the Civil Aviation Agency does not have enough human resources to monitor and maintain the safety standards of the country's multiple aviation areas. The General is, however, confident that the Air Force will be able to sustainably find a solution to the issue. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has approved of the government's proposal to convert nearly 8 billion baht in unused funds from the 2015 budget into emergency cash reserves. NLA members proposed that the emergency fund be used to aid victims of the recent bombing incident, stimulate the economy, and combat this year's drought. The surplus totals 7.9 billion baht. Other members called for the government to establish clearer budget allocation policies to avoid the situation of unused funds in the future. They said the government should stipulate through thorough details of required spending for all projects. Ministries with the most excess funds are the Ministry of Interior, Education, and Tourism and Sports. The chairman of the National Reform Council, or NRC, has asked the governors of all provinces to help publicize its national reform agenda. NRC Chairman Tien Chai Kiranan revealed that within 2 weeks, the reform agenda will be published and handed to the Ministry of Interior and various local provinces for publication. He said the reform agenda is a product of the public's input and will therefore benefit the people of the country. And that's it for today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's take a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 8th core value: maintaining discipline and respectfulness of the law and the elderly.
could you do that to me? Stop it!
Huh?
Don't you get it? I don't need you anymore.
Just not.
Enough. We're through. There's someone else in my life.
Say no to the past. Bring your own bag. Say no to plastic.
Swadee krab, this is Thailand at large.
The show which is about to take you to the new experiences with the exciting stories.
With charming fascination.
Chip.
With a touch of Thainess.
Join us on NBT World.
Explore with us and you'll know and love Thailand even more than before.
Multiple perspectives, insightful commentary on Thailand with The Insider every Sunday morning at 10:30 on NBT and NBT World.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline, taking a look now at our ASEAN and Beyond segment. The Minister of Agriculture and Cooperatives will be hosting an international exposition on agricultural industry under the title of SEMA ASEAN Thailand 2015 at Impact Arena, Muang Thong Thani from September 17th until the 19th. According to the Deputy Agricultural and Cooperatives Minister, Apichat Pongsi Hadunchai, the event, the first of its kind to be held in Thailand, is a joint effort between the Department of Agriculture, the Rice Department of Thailand, the Department of Livestock Department, and the Department of Fisheries and the Queen Sirikit Department of Sericulture. The event is aimed at raising ASEAN awareness among local agriculturists, preparing Thailand's agricultural sector for the rising competitive environment in the global market, and increasing the quality of Thailand's agro products. The fair will feature agricultural technology and products that are in high demand in the ASEAN region, such as agricultural machinery, processing machinery, and other agricultural high-tech inventions. Adding that, Mr. Apichat added that various innovations beneficial to economic plant farming in ASEAN will also be debuted in the expo. International seminars on several agricultural development topics will also be organized for those that are interested. Private business operators will be holding an international food exhibition next month in a move to make Southeast Asia become the food center of the world. The event, titled Food Ingredients Asia 2015, will feature the latest food production and processing technologies, as well as new innovations from various countries. Leading companies from 40 countries have accepted the invitation to partake in the exhibition. Organizers expect that Thai operators and ASEAN counterparts can take this opportunity to gain new knowledge and apply it to the development of food production so that the ASEAN region can become the world's kitchen in the future. Food Ingredients Asia 2015 will take place between September 9th and 11th at Bangkok International Trade and Exhibition Center, Bitek Bang Na in Bangkok. And elsewhere around the world, Greece's Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras handed in his resignation to the Greek president on Thursday, while the main opposition party leader said he would contact leaders of other parties to try to form a government. Tsipras asked Greek President Prokopis Pavlopoulos to move swiftly and set a date for elections as soon as possible. Pavlopoulos assured Tsipras that he would make sure all agreements signed by the government were honored. Under the Constitution, the president is due to give main opposition New Democracy leader Evangelos Memargakis the opportunity to form a government before new elections are held, though it is seen as unlikely that New Democracy will succeed given the arithmetic of the current parliament. Tsipras remains popular among his supporters for trying to stand up to the foreign creditors, and with the opposition disarray, he is widely expected to return to power. South Korea fired dozens of artillery rounds towards North Korea on Thursday after the North shieled across the border to protest against anti-Pyongyang propaganda broadcasts by Seoul, the first exchange of fire in 10 months. North Korea did not return fire but warned Seoul in a letter that it would take military action if the South did not stop the loudspeaker broadcast along the border within 48 hours, according to the South Defense Ministry. In a separate letter, Pyongyang said it was willing to offer an opening to resolve the conflict, even though it considers the broadcast a declaration of war. This is according to South Korea's Unification Ministry. A South Korean military official said the broadcast would continue. Seoul began blasting anti-North Korean propaganda from loudspeakers on the border on August 10th, resuming a tactic that both sides had halted in 2004. South Korea said the North had fired one anti-aircraft shell, followed by multiple shells from a direct fire weapon on Thursday. Britain will reopen its embassy in Iran this weekend, nearly 4 years after protesters ransacked the elegant ambassadorial residence and burned the British flag, according to a British diplomat source on Thursday. After a nuclear deal was reached between Iran and 6 major world powers, including Britain, Amman said he hoped to reopen the embassy in Tehran. Amman will travel to Iran this weekend for the formal opening of the embassy on Sunday. He will take a small group of business leaders with him on the trip, according to the diplomatic source. Until a new ambassador is announced, the embassy will be led by A.J. Sharma, until now the non-resident charge d'affaires. Iranian protesters stormed 2 British diplomatic compounds in Tehran on November 2011, smashing windows, torching a car, and burning the British flag in protest against sanctions imposed by London. Macedonia declared a state of emergency on its southern and northern borders on Thursday over a surge in migrants and refugees, saying it would involve the army in confronting a growing crisis, according to the Interior Ministry spokesman. More than 1,000 migrants, mainly fleeing from war-ravaged Syria, are being kept in no man's land between Macedonia and Greece, as police say they cannot handle the influx of people arriving in the area over the past few days. Police are letting people go to a nearby town of Gallia in small numbers. The town is known for its casinos and is becoming a new front line, like the island of Kos in Greece or the French port of Calais, in the growing migrant and refugee crisis engulfing Europe. On Wednesday, Macedonian police had to use rubber sticks, and anti-riot police were called to control migrants lying desperate to get the train to Syria. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook. Just simply type in NNT, or check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. We are going to say goodbye with footage of a baby orangutan, Khaleesi, making a debut in the El Paso Zoo in Texas in the United States. I'm Kra Thirakosan. Have a wonderful day. Sawasdee ka.